Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, aka the King of Boston, and today we have episode 2 of my New York Yankees fantasy draft franchise. Today we were playing the Minnesota Twins featuring Albert Pujols, who I am assuming was their first round draft pick in the fantasy draft. But you can see there, 6-6, we are 4-8. We've had a slightly rough start to the season. So last game I showed you, it was opening day against the Tampa Bay Rays, I want to say. I know it's been so long. Pretty sure it was the Tampa Bay Rays. But we believe we lost that game. It was a tough loss. Tried to come back, but could not. Now, this game, we will be using Ubaldo Jimenez as our starting pitcher. We will be facing Jared Parker, who, if you guys don't know who Jared Parker is, and I'm assuming most of you know who Ubaldo Jimenez is, but if you don't know who Jared Parker is, he's a young prospect for the Oakland Athletics organization. I can't remember what his age is, but he's been doing alright this year. I've been following him a bit, as I follow the A's a bit. Not too much, just because I don't get to watch a lot of their games, obviously, living in Boston, but when I do get the chance, I like to watch them play. They're a fun young team, and yeah, second favorite team in the major leagues, if you guys did not know. But that is besides the point. So I'm going to use this video to talk about the Major League All-Star Game, which happened last night. Or, for me, actually, it happened tonight, because I'm recording this tonight. It is 12:54 a.m., the night of the All-Star Game. But this video will be going up tomorrow, or I guess technically later today, because it is the morning. But that, like I said before, that's besides the point. The MLB All-Star Game happened today. The National League won 8-0. It was the first time since 1996 that there's been a shutout in the All-Star Game, and the biggest margin of a shutout since 1946, I believe. Can't remember what the exact year was. I believe it was 1946. But yeah, it was pretty boring. I stopped watching after the 6th inning. I just was waiting to see R.A. Dickey pitch, and then I got bored and decided I would go record some Manny Being Manny episodes. And let me know if you guys are enjoying that series. I know I've only posted one episode so far, but I think you guys are going to like it. I'm having so much fun playing it, and I want to go back and play it right now just because it's so fun. Episode 2, I go off. I have a crazy game. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but I'm just going to say I go off, and you guys are going to enjoy it. But anyway, let me know how you guys are enjoying that series. Now back to the All-Star Game. The NL won 8-0. Melky Cabrera won the MVP, which I think was pretty deserved. I love Melky Cabrera. I think he's kind of flying under the radar this year. I believe he's leading all of Major Leagues in batting average. I could be wrong. I haven't really checked the stats in a little bit. I believe he's leading, but correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, I know he hit a 2-run home run, I believe. Can't remember to be exact. I feel like I should have looked that up. I know he hit a home run, though, and had a couple other base hits, and just I think he won the cleats showout. Excuse me. If you guys are wondering why everyone wears funky cleats in the All-Star Game, actually, it used to be a tradition in the MLB All-Star Game that, players wore white cleats, and it started back in Kauffman Stadium when the first, All-Star Game was held in Kauffman Stadium, I believe, 1970... can't remember the exact year. 1970s, and it was the first time players wore white cleats in the All-Star Game, and it's kind of stuck as a tradition ever since. And that's why a lot of players wear white and gray cleats, although now the trend is to wear, bright orange cleats like Melky Cabrera, or gold cleats such as Bryce Harper. Thought that was kind of interesting, but nonetheless. Anyway, so yeah, the Melky Cabrera winning the MVP, I think, was much deserved. Justin Verlander obviously had a rough start, and I heard a tweet. I didn't hear a tweet. I read a tweet from Skip Bayless. I can't talk today. I'm sorry, guys. That said that Pablo Sandoval deserved the MVP for that 2-run, I believe it was 2-run double that he hit in the first inning that made the score 4-0. And that kind of, for me, that definitely broke the game open. I think from there on out, it was really just a show for the NL. So I could see that. I could have seen that, but I think it's great. I like Melky Cabrera. I think he's a nice player. I can't say nice young player, but who is it? I read another tweet from someone else. It was funny. It was I can't remember the exact players, but he listed off Melky Cabrera, former Braves prospect, Matt Harrison, former Braves prospect, and someone else who was also in the All-Star game. I can't remember who it was. And it was like all in the All-Star game, and it's like, get my point. It was pretty funny, I thought. I didn't actually think of that. I believe Matt Harrison was dealed in the Mark Teixeira trade that sent Mark Teixeira to Atlanta the year before he signed with the Yankees, I think. I believe. I feel like I'm getting a bunch of stuff wrong in this video, but I know he was traded to Atlanta. And I believe Matt Harrison was involved in that deal. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Anyway, I thought it was funny that Dan Uggla was starting in the NL. I know I didn't mention this in my All-Star selection reactions video, but I just realized Dan Uggla is hitting 221, and not Rafael Furcal. Who was it? And Mike Napoli is hitting 228. I'm sorry, but if you're hitting below like 230 and you don't have 20 plus home runs at this point, you shouldn't be an all-star to begin with, let alone a starter. I mean, Brandon Phillips should easily be in over Dan Uggla, and I'm still sticking with Jared Saltalamacchia over Mike Napoli. Call me biased, call me whatever. I don't know. I just think he deserves to be in it, and he deserved to be in it over Mike Napoli for sure. And Matt Wieters. I think Matt Wieters should have started. That would have been nice. I like Matt Wieters. I remember when he came up a couple years ago, he was a big, young prospect, and now he's kind of blossomed. This year's been a nice little breakout year for him, I believe. So, anyways, that was pretty much just what I wanted to say about the All-Star game. Let me know what you guys thought of it. I know it was pretty boring, to be honest. Like I said, I stopped watching after R.A. Dickey pitched, because I just like watching knuckleballers throw. Miss Tim Wakefield. Red Sox Nation misses you, Tim. Wherever you are out there, Red Sox Nation misses you, and it's good to see knuckleballers. I think it's pretty interesting to watch. But like I said, let me know what you guys thought of it, and I'll talk about the home run derby a little bit. Now I know Prince Fielder won. I think the home run derby was a little bland. You didn't have Josh Hamilton hitting 518-foot bombs, which I'm never gonna forget that night. I watched that in my basement back when I was playing the old PS2 and hanging out in my basement when I was a little bit younger. But anyway, I'll never forget that night. I'll never forget some of Chris Berman's quotes that night, like, hits this one to the moon. Chris Berman is, it's funny for the first couple of batters, and then you just really wish he would shut up. And I know there's been a lot of talk about how Chris Berman did the All-Star at the home run derby, and that Joe Buck and Tim McCarver did the All-Star game. Those are like three of the worst baseball commentators, but they cannot match up to Rick Sutcliffe. Rick Sutcliffe is so bad. I just really wish he would just shut up. I mean, I was watching the Futures game on Sunday, and my dad walked in on me watching it, and he said, "Oh, is that Rick Sutcliffe?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "I wish they would just fire that guy. He never shuts up." And so I started listening to it a little bit more intensively, and I listened to Rick Sutcliffe, and I mean, he doesn't shut up. He just says the most useless crap and the most pointless crap, and it's like, oh boy, Rick Sutcliffe, Ricky. So, I mean, he's awful. I can't say enough. Next time Rick Sutcliffe is doing an ESPN game, listen to him and listen to how he will say useless information, but he just wants, I don't know, he just wants himself to be heard. It's like really stupid. But the home run derby was the only highlights for me were some of Mark Trumbo's 450-foot bombs. Those are pretty cool. Although I know Fielder really showed out in the final round. Most people in the final round don't hit more than 6 or 7 home runs just because they're so tired. But Fielder hit like 16, I think. Or 13. I think it was 13. But either way, that's such a high number. And he was hitting 476-foot bombs. And it was just, man. I mean, I was skeptical. I was skeptical of him being in the home run derby this year because I really thought he hadn't found his home run swing. Maybe it was just that ballpark out in Detroit. Maybe he would have a few more homers if he was playing still in Milwaukee. But I did see him hit a couple home runs over the weekend, so it was not too surprising, although I think I picked Jose Bautista because I thought he was going to turn it around this year after he had a bad performance last year in Arizona. And another story was Robinson Cano getting booed by the Kansas City fans, which is ridiculous because Billy Butler does not deserve to be in the home run derby. Sorry if you're a Royals fan out there. I like the Royals. I like their young talent, but Billy Butler does not deserve to be in the home run derby. And the fact that you booed Robinson Cano and, you know, kind of affected his hitting, I think that's stupid. I know they booed Prince Fielder last year in Arizona when they didn't select Justin Upton, but that was just BS. I mean, that was just disrespectful, and words can't describe how just much of a douche move that was. Dick move, whatever you want to call it. Dick Bliss. Anyway. So like I said, Prince Fielder won. Becomes the second player ever to win multiple home run derbies. Ken Griffey Jr. did win a 3, you know, earlier in his career before injuries kind of derailed it. And I've always said this: if Ken Griffey didn't get injured too often in Cincinnati, I think he would have close to 800 home runs. Just because, I mean, it's not even the fact that he missed so many games because of injuries. It's the fact that he never really recovered. He was never the same power hitter as he was in Seattle. And man, he was fun to watch in Seattle. I was a little young at the time, but seeing highlights of him, I mean, the guy was the definition of 5 tools. And, you know, he's kind of the original 5-tool player. Because, you know, you never really heard, I don't know. For me, he was the original 5-tool player because he really just did everything. But this gameplay is coming to an end soon. We're going to bring in our Lotus Chapman to close out the 9th. This gameplay seems like it's gone by so fast. Anyway, so 5-2 Yankees, Lotus Chapman coming in to close out the 9th. It's going to be Jimmy Paredes, Chris Iannetta, and Grant Green to face him 7, 8, 9 in the Minnesota Twins order. We have some defensive replacements. We're going to bring Pudge Rodriguez to replace Jesus Montero and Will Middlebrooks to replace Mark Trumbo. Now, I would have brought in Omar Vizquel, but I pinch hit him for the DH, so that did not work out too well, because in the game, you cannot make the DH a position player, which in real life, if you do, you just forfeit your DH spot. But, as you can see, we struck out Paredes on that 100-mile-an-hour heat, and then Iannetta is going to ground 1 to third to Middlebrooks, and then Grant Green is going to do the same thing, and that's going to wrap up this game. Middlebrooks fires to Osmer at first. Game over. We improved to 5 and 8 on the year. And the next video you will see will be a game against the, I believe, Baltimore Orioles. I can't remember exactly, but you will get to see the young gun Trevor Bauer go up against what I believe will be a nice Baltimore Orioles lineup. So that'll be a good game for you guys to watch. And that's going to wrap up this video. So we win 5-2, Starlin Castro player of the game. I'm going to leave you guys with the box score. And that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see more of the show videos. And that's pretty much it, as I've said about 4 times now. So I'm just going to end it before I mess up even more. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out. Peace.